Here is the Wizard Marketing TikTok Live recap from Wednesday, February 28th, 2024. Alarbi wants to know about AI and content creation. Generally speaking, I use AI at the beginning of the process to start the ball rolling, but I try to keep it away from the end goal. And the reason for that is that AI content is both detectable to the human eye and be very off-putting from a trustworthy and authenticity perspective. And to be honest, trustworthiness and authenticity are extremely important for marketing growth. So be careful when you're using AI in your content creation process. What's your most successful funnel strategy? You're going to love this. It's super simple, but it is very effective. The best thing I ever did was I found something that people wanted, a document. I created a business monthly marketing checklist. It was just a checklist of basic things that you could do every single month. I then took that document, made it into a nice cool PDF, and I did some mock-ups of that PDF, what it would look like if it was a total book. Then I took that image of that fake book, went over to Facebook, ran ads talking about get your free monthly marketing checklist. I was focusing on landscapers at the time. My landing page said, here's how to increase blank by blank percent in blank time. So that's the key to the building out the landing page. The same image that was in the ad was on the landing page. You got to create that continuity between the ad and the landing page. And then finally, a form to put in their email, their name, and download the document. And then I would just follow up with a couple sales emails. So that was the best funnel I ever ran for myself. We've run funnels for our customers too, some successful ones for webinars and things like that. As an e-commerce, what online platform do you recommend? I highly recommend Shopify. If you have too many products, then you might need to look at something else like BigCommerce, but most of us are not going to have more than 10,000 product SKUs, so I would just recommend Shopify because everything works out of the box. How to prompt ChatGPT so that it produces the best. That's really subjective, Robert. What I find is that I start generic to see what it gives me. And then from the generic response in ChatGPT, I will then get more specific with my requests until I get the output that I'm looking for. Really, for me, it's all putting up like guardrails. So I think of it like hitting the same golf shot many times. You hit the first golf shot and it went way to the left. So you put up a bumper that says, I'm going to not let it go that way. And then you hit it again and then it goes to the right. So you put up another bumper. You just keep putting those guide rails up until you like your output. That's really how I do it. To be honest, I used to be doing it a lot more. I've spent a lot less time in the AI programs over the last 2 months. I'm actually considering canceling my ChatGPT premium, but we use a bunch of the, what is it called? The API. We use the ChatGPT API in our Zaps, so I need to keep that, but yeah. What do you think of a custom GPT for writing content with custom instructions? If you have the time and patience to write up custom GPTs, go for it. I don't love its content generation. Really, like AI's content generation is it's getting worse. It used to be much better, and it just keeps getting worse month over month. I use it for ideation, for research, but I really dislike what it's putting out. What do you enjoy about digital marketing specifically? I love marketing because it is the most multi-disciplined job skill set, I think, on the planet. And here's why. In order to be good at marketing, you have to be interested and good at psychology, creative design, strategy, analytics, economics, like testing and analysis, linguistics. There's so many things. Pop culture. There's so many things that you have to be balancing and thinking about in order to be an effective marketer. And I love that. It's one of the reasons why I love board games so much. Board games, I think, are super fun because I'm trying to work with what I've got. And sometimes you have to choose things to lose on. For example, in my business, The Wizard Marketing, that's my company, we evaluated the time and cost for us to do SEO for our own website. And what the problem is that there is a lot of SEO companies that do SEO for their own websites, which makes perfect sense. You should eat what you sell. What that causes is a high competition and low return on investment. So we decided to not focus on developing our own SEO, even though that's what we sell. And yeah, some people are going to sit there and go, that's a red flag. If you want to think that, great. You are not our customer, because that means you can't strategize worth a damn. There are things that make sense for certain companies. For example, I'm working with a customer right now. They have a 7-man full-time SEO and content team internally. And they're asking me, what can we do for SEO? And they're listing off all the things they're doing. I'm like, you're doing everything right. Now you need to pivot your strategy. Now you need to stop thinking of yourself as a company that sells what you sell, and start thinking of yourself as a content and community company. By building your content and the community around that content, you will just sell more of your product. And that doesn't make sense if you don't have a big following, but they have a huge following. You see how it's like you got to use your brain, damn it. When running a Facebook ad, is 15 a day really better than 10 a day? Is there much difference? If you're running less than $100 a day in paid ads, you're not serious. That being said, I would rather you run something than nothing. But because you're not getting enough impressions and exposure, you're actually paying more for your results by running less money than somebody who's running $100 a day. The person who runs $100 a day will get their results cheaper than you get your results at $15 a day, because they're getting more impressions, more exposure, more opportunities, and they're hitting that same audience multiple times. Whereas you're diluting your reach and not really getting any kind of overall impact. If I see an ad one time, I can ignore it. If I see it 12 times, a lot harder to ignore. If you want to make sure you don't miss further lives, or you want to get your questions answered, make sure to follow at The Wizard Marketing on TikTok, and we'll see you again real soon.